So, as a former millennial, I say former millennial because I found out I'm actually a Zoomer due to being born in '97. Yeah, one of the first Zoomers, in fact. I've always thought about what's going to happen next. So, apparently, there are Gen Alpha influencers, and this is honestly surprising to me because I could have sworn Gen Alpha, they were still pretty young, like 9 or 10 years old. And honestly, hearing that they might be influencers at such a young age is one not that surprising considering the following that there's been young YouTubers in the past like Ryan's toy reviews, even though his parents was in charge of the channel, it's still basically a kid that's running the show. So it's not that surprising, but I'm wondering how this is going to affect the development of the future of mankind due to our generations becoming pretty influential at such a young age. So let's talk about it with Swell Entertainment.
Basically, this whole video is just talking about how a lot of the times when people are like, oh, where are their parents when talking about children on the internet? The answer is holding the camera.
Word.
That's it. That's my intro.
And she's had this intro for a long time, man. Shout out Swell Entertainment. I've been watching you for years, girl. And it's good to see that you're still doing pretty well in this YouTube game. Let's talk about it.
Hi, I'm Amanda. You're watching Small Entertainment.
Nice to see
and
you,
as you can see,
Amanda.
I'm not in my apartment. I'm
That's
actually
okay.
currently on a cruise. Not the cruise, all right?
Hello.
I'm on a vacation.
Hello.
But it's not a no-work vacation.
Hello.
Because money. Today
Yeah.
we are talking about a video
Bro, I'm so happy to see her. I literally, we'll talk about Swell later.
that made my skin physically crawl to the point that I scrolled past it immediately when it popped up on my For You page. But then
And this is why I still watch Swell, because even though I am technically not really into the internet game, like, yeah, I do YouTube as a career, I don't really pay attention to social media because I deleted it. I decided to focus on my money, and my money grew a lot, and my channel's grown a lot. So I'm like, okay, let me step back into social media, and I re-downloaded Instagram. And like, I'm just announcing like, hey, I'm moving, blah, blah, blah. And then, I just click on the thing to see what videos are like trending, and it's still people like hurting themselves. And I'm like, okay, internet's still dumb. But there's going to be more to it, right? Obviously, there's got to be more to the internet than people just being dumb and hurting themselves.
TikTok and Twitter and other platforms got a hold of it, and so I have since watched it, and it makes my stomach turn. And I wanted to talk about this because in the intro, like I said, the comment I see the most is, where are the parents? The answer is this 7-year-old, I think in one instance, doesn't know what TikTok is quite yet, but mom does, or dad does, or
And they're
something.
trying to
I
make
just
money
wanted
from
to
their
talk
kid.
about this because I have a lot of feelings
They're
about
trying to
it.
make money
okay?
from
I have
their
a lot
kid.
of feelings about child
Let's keep it
influencers.
real.
I have a lot of feelings about family channels, but specifically we're talking about child influencers. Specifically in this instance, children who are actively on camera that are
Okay.
either the entire focus of the content
Okay.
or the main focus of the content.
That sounds worrying. Of course, there's gray situations of everything in life, but if people want to market their children to the wider internet, it's not safe. Okay, I shouldn't be the one to have to tell you it's not safe. Is it profitable? Hell yes, it is. You got to be careful. Don't know where this money's coming from. It gets dark. Let's continue.
First, let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Aura. Now, whether you're like me,
Bro, I was about to skip that shit, but let's listen
a
to it a
full-time
little
creator,
bit.
or your middle age, there are tons of opportunities, or sign this, or sign up for this, and data brokers making a fortune selling your personal information. Data brokers are required to actually stop selling your information if you ask them to. Will submit automatic opt-out requests to data brokers on your behalf. Take T-virus, VPNs, is always on, keeping me safe.
That's very interesting. If that's the case, that Aura would submit all these things on your behalf. What's the catch?
Online so that I can focus on doing other things.
What's the
Stop
catch?
data brokers from exposing your personal
What's the catch?
information for profit. Go to aura.com/swell to get started with a 14-day free trial.
All right, well, somebody let me know what's the catch is. Like, I don't really give a fuck, right? I know Amanda's trying to pay the fucking bills, right? But whenever anybody is talking about your personal information or your data, immediately on YouTube, I am skeptical of it 100%. Same thing with people that take lawyer sponsorships, like, oh, this video is sponsored by one of the best law firms in the world. Bro, if the best law firm in the world is sponsoring a YouTube video, how good are they really? Just asking an honest question. You can let me know in the comments below.
You can also scan the QR code, or you can click the link that's in the description box.
Hey, check
Thank
it
you,
out if
Aura,
y'all
for
want
sponsoring
to.
this video.
There,
What would
shout
fall
out
into
to
this
Aura.
is children
bag,
whose
get the bag.
entire social media presence is like this. How you see me now, first person. Okay, that's how this is classified as. It's one person talking to the camera, but they're like under the age of 12. Or where else this would fall into is family channel content that heavily relies on the fact that they have children. Family channels where it's like they're literally
marketing their
dedicated
kids.
videos to the children
They're
and like
marketing
their
their
day-to-day
kids.
lives. Maybe it's their point of view. Maybe they frame it like the child stole the camera and they're just running around with it. Or like, let's say TikToks
That's
where
not
in
that
the bio
bad.
it
That's
says
kinda
like
harmless.
ran by mom, heart, or something
by
like
mom,
that to
yeah,
get
yeah,
around the age restriction, to get around the account just getting full on deleted because the kids are too young to have their own accounts on these platforms.
Because it legitimately says in the terms of service, you know, if you're under the age of whatever it is, you're not allowed to create an account. And that's on every single TOS that you're signing up for. All that long text that we all skip, it all says the same shit usually. Sometimes it has something sneaky in there like, hey, we get to sell your information. But usually it's something like if you're under the age of whatever, you shouldn't be logging onto the site. And you're basically agreeing you're of legal age to view the site.
There's a bunch of things I want to talk about with this, mainly digital footprints, being online.
Oh yeah, digital footprints. I totally forgot about that because everybody has one now. And the thing is, a digital footprint is really hard to get rid of. And a digital footprint will literally be with you your entire life. And forcing your child to have a digital footprint at such a young age is going to expand it rapidly. So by the time they actually have autonomy of themselves to think for themselves, it's like too late. A lot of people already know who you are, know about your existence, know what you like, and know what you potentially don't like as well, and could potentially use it against you at any point in time, whether it's high school, some kid saw a video and know that you're allergic to mushrooms, and then they put mushrooms in your locker to troll you because kids are stupid and kids do stupid things.
You know, finances of this. It's funny because I often reference how a lot of you are not on TikTok. You solely get your TikTok content from me, from Twitter, from Reels, shorts, whatever, but you like rely on other sources to break things down for you. And so there's a lot of intuitive leaps that I think people
That's
make.
honestly pretty funny to hear that, because I feel the same way because I do VTuber content. And I'm recently seeing a lot of comments, right? As my channel expands, of course, more people are going to watch. A lot of people are saying they get their clips via watching me. A lot of people say, especially now, they don't watch Niji Sanji. So even though I still have Niji Sanji clips in my daily clips, check it out if you want to. A lot of people watch it through me. So inadvertently, I get what you're saying, Amanda. I understand. And on a creator to creator level, it is, me personally, it's strange, right? It's honestly strange. But at the same time, I mean, it's understandable. People have busy days, and why would they sit and try and like consume it themselves? Because there's literally so much media, and they can literally sit and they can watch a KhunShawn video, or they can watch a Swell Entertainment video.
About all forms of social media, like even for my job and how I make money versus how these kids make money versus how the finances of these family channels work and things like that. So I figured I would talk about some of these things because the amount of you that just assume that these children have Coogan accounts, like messaged me and it's like, oh, well, it's okay. A lot of them have Coogan accounts. Who told you that? I don't know where you heard that. Underage social media creators are not eligible for Coogan account. Let's start first with the We're Gen Alpha Influencers video, because this is the video that I
don't know anything about the internet.
Physically recoiled
and
from
I'm a
watching it.
We're Gen Alpha Influencers. Of course we are obsessed with skincare. We're Gen Alpha Influencers. Of course my favorite stores are Sephora and Ulta.
They don't even know what they're saying. They don't even know what Sephora is. She's just saying whatever her mom told her to say. And inadvertently, this is an advertisement. This child is inadvertently advertising products that she doesn't even know what's inside of, let alone the adult. The adult doesn't know what's in these products. The adult's just like, hey, I can get my kid to make us a lot of money, which, it's your kid, right? It's your property. And even me as an adult, even realizing that I was, possession of property from my parents, which a lot of children are. They are property. If you're an adult and you have a kid and you don't want to do the dishes, guess who gets to do the dishes? Your kid, right? So don't act like this is just something that all, like, no parents do. Like, only bad parents do this, right? I think parenting in itself is not for everybody. Not everybody deserves to be a parent. Not everybody can be a parent. And not everybody that has children are good parents. And of course, I think people should be allowed to question that status. Okay, if your children and you are in the public and you and your children are being a public nuisance, then yes, you should be able to be questioned by the public society in general. And if you don't think so, I think that means you have too much some type of entitlement. Like, you think you can just walk around and, like, there's no issue. We all share a public space. Inside your house, sure, anything goes down. But even inside your house, right? This is your house. This is your kid. You're blasting your kid on the internet. A lot of people don't know what an internet is. Like, they just understand Instagram and TikTok, but they don't understand internet, right? The internet is big, vast, and goes everywhere. This kid is on TikTok, right? But now she's on YouTube. Now she's on my channel. Now she's on Swell's channel. Swell's channel that has 98,000 views. 98,000 people potentially would have seen your child's face if Swell didn't block it out. Because I'm pretty sure you didn't block out your own child's face when you're talking about products and sponsors and Sephora. This is absolutely disgusting, in my opinion. It's disgusting, but I'm not going to sit here and white knight and pretend like, other people don't do this type of shit. A lot of people do this type of stuff. And whether you like it or not, people are going to make money from this. So how do you stop this? Well, I don't think you can, because companies don't care. Companies are literally getting money from this. Why would the company care? They just see, hey, this kid, their parent is recording them. The parent is talking about my product being good. Let's give them, it's Chinese New Year. They pop off fireworks every night. Let's give them $2,000 and we're going to make $20,000. It's business.
Gen Alpha influencers. Of course we wear a headband when we're doing our get ready with me's. We're Gen Alpha influencers.
She can't even
Of course we
speak.
don't have toys.
As you saw,
She can't even
those
speak.
children's faces are blurred.
Yes.
That is something that I asked William to add.
Yes,
in, because
good.
These are
You need
legitimate
to.
children. These
Yes.
are not teenagers. These
Yes.
are not tweens. These
They
are
can't even speak.
children. So we are blurring their faces. This is the video that started getting circulated on Twitter, where the comments were all like, "Where are the parents?" And the answer is, the ones filming. So I believe these girls are sisters, okay? The account is called Garza Crew. I think it's a mom and two daughters, okay? I'm not saying the girl.
I personally don't give a fuck. I don't care who's doing it. It's good that Swell is letting people know who's doing this. Me personally, I don't care. Whoever's doing it, whether it's Garza Crew Garza, whoever's doing it, what we, the audience, need to know in general is that Gen Alpha now has the ability to market themselves due to parents teaching them how to market themselves. And the thing is, these kids and these parents don't even know how to market properly, right? They know how to market enough to make money, but inadvertently, you don't know all the harm that you're doing to your child. You're literally marketing them. What does marketing mean? You are selling yourself. Whenever you're marketing anything, whether it's a product, yourself, someone else's product, or your children, you're advertising it. That means you inadvertently are advertising your kid to the internet. You don't know who was looking at this video. You don't know who was looking at your kid. You don't know why they're watching it. You think, oh, it's all about the shampoo. Little do you know, some little weirdo is wanking to your kid, legitimately wanking to your kid. There are legitimate crazy people out here on the internet. And I think you guys are just so caught up in trying to get the bag, or maybe even just, hey, look, my kid is going to be successful, that you don't realize you're putting your kid in danger. And for some reason, I'm sitting here in Southeast Asia. I'm over here caring about the children more than you are. And that's your kid. That's crazy, dude. Continue, Swell.
Girls' names, just because
Yeah.
this whole thing makes me uncomfortable.
It's
And
weird.
it's interesting to me because obviously the video is bait. One of you was already typing that. Maybe you already did. The video is bait. You're giving them what they want.
That's not even how it works. People that say that you're giving it's bait, blah, blah, blah. You're dumb because you fall for the bait too. You inadvertently fall for the bait because now you're commenting on Swell's video or my video saying we fell for the bait. Inadvertently, you're causing an issue as well. Because if I fell for the bait, you commenting I fell for the bait increases the algorithm. I will still get money from the video, right? But the child will still be damaged in the future, regardless. The child is damaged whether I make a video, whether I don't make a video, whether Swell makes a video, whether someone comments, whether no one comments, whatever. At the end of the day, the kid has already been exposed. The child is already out there. The footprint, the digital footprint has already been created. There is no, this is a bait, this is a gotcha. The real bait and the real gotcha is unfortunately on the kid. The kid is gotcha. The kid is listening to their parent. Their parent is supposed to keep them safe. How is the parent keeping them safe? You're marketing your child to the vast internet. Now anybody sees that little girl. What if that little girl becomes famous? Because for some reason people think fame is awesome. I'll be the first one to let you know. Being famous is not great whatsoever. Humankind, we were not meant to indulge the wider audience, the masses. All it was us and our tribe. Maybe some rural areas, right? Like in a kingdom, maybe some other lands, some other nations. But there was no way on earth any ancestor or forefather could have thought someone would have been as popular as a Michael Jackson. Literal people around the world know who this man is, and he's been dead for almost 10 years, and people still know who this man is. Why? Because he made music, because he danced, right? He did something that triggered a lot of people to fall in love with his art. But what happens when as many people that knew who Michael Jackson was know more about this little random kid that's marketing products, right? Of course, not on the scale of Michael Jackson, but regardless, it's a lot of people, whether it's 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. And a lot of people think 1,000, 2,000, and 10,000 are low numbers. Sometimes these kids are pulling in hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions. Literally, people see this button, right? They see this number. It says 98,000 views, right? It says views. People see this and they're just like, oh, it's views. View means people. So 98,000 people saw Swell's video. People. How many people saw the little girl? How many people saw the little girl? 98,000 could have seen the little girl if Swell didn't block her face, right? What about on TikTok? What about on Instagram? More people. What if it's getting shared? What if it's getting spread? What if it's, oh, wow, look, the little kid is cute? Or what if it's, oh my God, look, she's marketing a product. That's crazy. It's like, regardless of the reason, people are watching these kids. What do we do about it? Honestly, I have no idea.
Listen, it's one thing for me as a 26-year-old.
Damn, you 26 too? We old, girl. We old Zoomers. I'm 26 as well. We old Zoomers.
Okay, to make a bait video to get you to comment and go viral in X, Y, and Z. Okay, these are children. If you think these children understand the concept of a bait video, anything. I need you to go outside and touch grass.
They don't know
I need you to
anything.
log off for a bit because you're not ready to sit through this video.
You're
That's going to
not.
sound condescending, and I hope.
And if it's condescending, that means the shoe fits. Maybe you should go outside.
It does, okay, because I need some of you to gain a little nuance versus just regurgitating what you see on Twitter. The mom, parent,
Bro, I fucking love Amanda so much.
whoever's the adult in the room, yes, they definitely know that this is rage bait, okay? They fully understand that putting their children in this with Gen Alpha influencers, because for those of you who don't know, Gen Alpha is a very hot button topic, I would say, on TikTok, because a lot of teachers are concerned about Gen Alpha, at least on TikTok from what I can see.
Yeah, they should be, because Gen Alpha, they're the first generation that is coming into a world of media that's already established. Back when I was growing up, the Chinese New Year, baby. Happy New Year for like the 5th day in a row. Congratulations. Anyways, when I was growing up with the internet, people were still trying to figure it out. We still had the Fred Figglehorns, and whenever he got 10,000 views, that was a milestone. Like, oh my God, he got 10,000 people to watch. Now people get 10,000 views on a weekend, and they just like did a TikTok or they did a YouTube short, and that's 10,000 views like that. Who gives a fuck, right? the fast food content, the way we're shortening our attention spans, right? This is legitimately something that should be thought about. But how can it be thought about when your attention span is so small you already forgot to think? That is Gen Alpha. They forget to think because the people ahead of them aren't thinking either. They're thinking about something in the short term, like maybe some money, right? That's why they make these Gen Alpha videos on TikTok so they can get money, so you can get monetized, right? I don't ever knock anybody for getting the bag, but sometimes when people try and get the bag, they end up doing something dumb, right? Whether it's showing your kid on TikTok or selling drugs, both of these things are harmful for society. Now, you can argue which one's more harmful. Somebody selling drugs to somebody or somebody growing up with a short attention span that'll eventually be used by society and might end up becoming drug dealers themselves because somebody forces them to deal drugs. Or maybe they become a drug user. Because in life, there's always going to be somebody above you. Now, how these people take advantage of you is not in your control at all. You can't even think about what they're going to do, right? Think about your boss, your manager. Now think about their boss and their manager. Now think about their boss and their manager. The CEO, the guy you never see. What is he doing with your life? You can't even comprehend it because you're down here at the bottom of the totem pole trying to get the bag, right? Inadvertently, you're getting used by somebody else. Even with these kids, even with the Gen Alpha influencer, they're being used as well. They're being used by TikTok, right? TikTok, of course, is not going to admit it. And people can always say it's the parents' fault. But who let it on the platform? Who let it stay on the platform? Whenever you read the terms and service, what does it say? That everybody skips, that nobody reads, that nobody knows. Terms of service says this kid's not allowed on the platform, but there's a legal loophole for TikTok so they don't get sued. The only person that's going to get in trouble is the parent. And while the parents get in trouble, TikTok's making money the whole time. That's the way the world works. You guys don't think, you guys don't wise it up. And I don't even blame you guys. You guys don't have time to try and educate yourself if you're always working a 9 to 5, busting your ass. And the first thing you think of is like, damn, maybe I should put my kid on TikTok so we can make some money, right? I get it. Life is hard. Life fucking sucks. But we all live life together. So maybe we should all try and help each other out. Maybe just a little bit. Show a bit of kindness to people. I don't know. Donate some money if we can. I do it all the time. All the time. All the time. Right? On Twitch and shit like that. But we just donate money to the homeless guy on the side of the street. Not a lot of people like to do it. I've seen it in the YouTube videos. People don't like to do it. Those bait videos, it's like, oh, I'm going to see if people will give me money. And if they do, I give them $10,000. Like, yeah. Sometimes you got to do that to show how fucked up society is. And maybe if we start rewarding more people for being nicer, maybe more people will inadvertently become a bit more nice. Even if it's for a chance to win $1,000. What would you do, right? Remember that? That was on TV. What would you do?
I do think a lot of this has to come down to the fact of lockdown's effects on adolescence and education. It was obviously a hard time for teachers, it was a hard time for students, and it was a hard time for parents, okay, of anyone, but especially young children. During lockdown, my dad repeatedly was like so thankful. He kept saying like, I'm so glad you and your brother are not in high school anymore. I'm so glad you guys are not in school anymore because I don't know what I would do. I get it. Things were hard, okay? But in doing that, a lot of children fell behind or they just didn't go through like the regular testing and things like that. So there's a lot of probably undiagnosed learning disabilities that are just like falling through the cracks and things like that. Or kids are getting...
Speaking of that, you guys remember No Child Left Behind? I was in school when that program was implemented. No Child Left Behind inadvertently fucked a lot of children in the ass now that they're adults. They don't have the education, but they were schmooved along. They're like, damn, I get the pass. I don't get to repeat. Fun fact. I failed second grade. I failed second grade because I didn't do my homework. Because in first grade, nobody did their homework and they still passed. So I said, well, I'm not going to do my homework. I always got my grades done. All of my grades were either B's or they were C's. Or sometimes I'd even get an A, right? In that younger age of not giving a fuck. But I screwed myself over and I was held back a year because I never did my homework. Homework was like, what, 30% of the grade. So if you don't do the homework, you fail, but you don't know what a rubric is. You don't understand how that works. You just think if I pass the class, if I pass the test, I pass. Like, no, you still have to do other parts of the curriculum. But how could you know that as a child? I didn't know that. I failed. But look at me now. Just because you fail a grade doesn't mean shit. I'm fucking successful. I'm rich, bitch. You feel me? Like Rick James shit. Like, I'm rich, bitch. Right? And I can sit here and say that wholeheartedly and not care, because success isn't determined by education in the system. It's determined by education in a life. I think education should teach more of life, but that's not what the education teaches right now. And that's not what I'm going to talk about, because that's a whole can of worms in its own self. Let's continue Gen Alpha before I keep yapping.
Being pushed through the system, and they're not equipped to go from 5th grade to 6th grade to 7th grade to 8th grade to 1st grade to 2nd. You know,
no child left behind, though. We can't leave them behind. We got to pass them anyway. Pass them anyway. Guess what? They're gonna start sucking and fucking for money. And shout out to all my sex workers out there. Sex workers exist and they matter too, right? No shame on them, but not a lot of people want to resort to doing sex work. Some people love and they enjoy sex work. They purposely maybe leave a six-figure job, or they put a six-figure salary in jeopardy to do sex work because they enjoy it that much, right? Not everybody should have to do that to provide ends meet. Remember when everybody was stuck in 2020? Nobody knew what to do? Next thing you know, Twitch, OnlyFans, and all these other online sites started gaining a lot of traction. They didn't only gain a lot of traction because of the existing user base. It gained more traction because people started becoming the user base, and they started creating content on the platform. They started being creators for the user base. You know, you went from watching to being the star in 2020, 2021, 2022. And it's like, that's gonna be life for a lot of people. And that's inadvertently not the life a lot of people want. But what are you gonna do? Are you gonna do OnlyFans? Or are you gonna be homeless? Are you gonna be homeless? Are you gonna work a 9 to 5? Are you gonna work a 9 to 5? Or are you gonna work fast food? You're gonna work fast food, or are you gonna do fast food, or are you gonna do the grocery service, right? You could do that, or you could do a Lyft driver or Uber Eats or an Uber driver, right? That's also another side hustle, but sometimes that becomes the main hustle, right? That becomes the main source of ends meet. Which would you rather do? Would you rather be a Twitch streamer, or would you rather work a normal job? At this point, a Twitch streamer is a normal job. A lot of kids want to grow up to do it. Why not? It's not easy either. I do it too. Shout out to my Twitch. Come to my Twitch streams. That's something I have to do. I have to advertise myself. I have to market myself because there's no one else to do it. I love my job, but not a lot of people would succeed in my job. I make it look easy to sit here and talk in front of the camera. I still stutter sometimes when I'm talking in front of the camera. And it took me a very long time to know me talking into the camera is something people want to hear, because they tell me in the comment section. They tell me they want to hear me do more of this shit. And so when I start doing more of it and I start looking around, I start thinking, I'm like, damn, I gotta educate myself, because I don't want to pull out misinformation or start spewing a bunch of bullshit that's not real. So inadvertently, I have to work on myself. But when I worked on myself for so long, I sheltered myself, right? This is a yap. I'm yapping. This is what's called yapping for people that are going to be new to my channel. I do this all the time. If you don't like it, I don't care, right? I focused on myself so much, I deleted my social media. I didn't have Instagram. I have Twitter and stuff, but I just will retweet. But I am never on social. I am back now on my Discord, link in the description. Join the Discord if you want to. We have conversations in there all the time. I had to work on myself so much to the point that now that I'm looking outside my window in my 100-story building, because I've worked on myself so much that I've gained a lot of life experience. When I look out the window and see you guys hurting yourself and putting your kids on TikTok, and I see you guys being stupid, I have no choice but to turn on my camera, turn on my microphone, say, let's boot up a Swell Entertainment video because I know Amanda has a lot of good stuff to say because I've watched Amanda. Inadvertently not knowing me and Amanda were the same age this whole time. I'm like, damn, Amanda, she's so wise. She must be older than me. I'm over here thinking like Amanda's like 30, but she was probably like 24, 25, right? That can be you as well. You could be me as well. But it's not easy doing this, trying to let people know, hey, you guys are messing up. Because people don't like being told that they're messing up in life. Nobody likes being criticized, right? And you're free to criticize me. People criticize me, not all the time because I be saying the right shit. But whenever I do get criticism, I look at it and I say, is this legitimate criticism to give me some feedback? Or is this somebody that's upset with what I said? Because there are some people that legitimately get upset with what I say. And I think that's okay. It's okay if you get upset with what I said. It's okay if you get upset with what Amanda is saying. But what will you do about it? I've seen a comment, some dude talk about he had to park on the side of the highway. He was so upset with my video. If you're so upset while you're driving, you need to get some help. You need to turn off the camera, turn off the whatever, get off the Twitter fingers. You need to look at your life and look at life in general. Look at other people's lives as well. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't ever do that because that's going to make you go insane. That's why I deleted social media, because you will compare yourself. Because people only show the best parts of their life. Remember that. People only show what they want you to see. People never talk about how bad their life is because the point of social media is saying how good your life is. That's the point, right? So whenever you're thinking, hey, I'm having a bad time, my life fucking sucks. Inadvertently, a lot of people that say their life is good, their life fucking sucks too. The difference is, what are you willing to do about it to change it? Are you going to get mad at the world? Are you going to criticize society? Are you going to try and change society? Are you going to change yourself? What will you do, the viewer? What you should do is hit like and subscribe, because this is a great video. I'm loving it. And if I love making a video, that means I know it's great. And even if somebody in the comment section didn't like it, I like my videos because I watch my videos. I am a fan of myself.
Who knows? And so a lot of teachers are talking about the struggles that they are dealing with in the classroom, especially with Gen Alpha or even younger Gen Z. So that is something that's like one of those buzzwords for SEO on TikTok.
Yeah.
If you say anything about
search engine optimization. How do we get the most clicks as fast as possible so we can make the most revenue before we move on to the next video? That is SEO. A lot of people don't know that because why the fuck would you guys need to know that? You guys watch TikTok all day.
Gen Alpha, it's going to perform well. Same with the young kids in Sephora. Again, Gen Alpha, very young. So some of these Gen Alpha kids are not the ones that are in Sephora. A lot of them are baby Gen Z. I'm an elder Gen Z, I'm 26.
Shut up, Swell. I don't need to know that. I'm old too. Damn.
A lot of these kids that are in Sephora and the kids in Sephora debate.
Wait, kids are in Sephora? In Sephora like a makeup thing? I don't know. Y'all let me know what the fuck Sephora is.
Chose not to make a video on this.
Shout out to everybody that be in the comment section before the video even end. They be like, this is what this mean. Little do you know, sometimes I be sitting here like, this shit, let me look this up. Sephora. Look, somebody probably already put in the comment section. Let's see, Sephora. Makeup, skincare. Okay, there. Now I know what Sephora is. And thank you for putting it in the comment section. I bet it's very meta to see that you probably put it in the comment section. Yeah, I beat you to it. It's okay though.
I was like, what else can I add to this aside from the fact that like I have been shoved out of the way by 12-year-olds in a Sephora one time? Like,
you have? What?
Really? Like, what else is there to add? Like, I was also shoved while working in a baby clothes store by children. You know,
okay.
Children are weird. And I do think there is a discussion to be had about the fact that, you know, kids are going to Sephora because there's no such thing as third spaces anymore, really. What's for kids outside of school and home. And
a third space would be something like the park. People don't go to the park anymore. People don't go shopping. Well, damn, there are really no third spaces now that I think about it. The only people that inhabit third spaces, I don't know. Y'all let me know. When's the last time you've been to a third space? I'm guessing that's like a playground.
And so it's like, yeah, let's go play around in the adult colorful light store. You know, like let's go play around with that one where there's makeup and candles that you can stab with fragrance tester sticks, because that's another thing that I've been seeing a lot every time I go into Sephora. I do encourage people to get hobbies offline, but I mean, not what I meant. The context of the video, the phrasing of the video, all this stuff, it's all very, here you go. Get mad. Thanks for the views. Thanks for the views. Yeah.
Thanks for the views, because that's what people only care about. The views don't really matter. It's the retention. Remember that, guys. So even if you want to get people angry and you get 1 million angry people, you literally have contributed nothing to society but negativity. And you could say that's not my problem. Oh well. Yeah, until somebody cuts you off in traffic the next day. Little did you know they watched your video. It has 1.3 million views. Maybe that was one of the 1.3 million people that saw it, and they were just mad, and they just ended up cutting you off inadvertently. They didn't know it was you that made the video. They were just cutting you off because they were angry. They were like, I'm so mad today. Versus people that are chill and zen, and they just go about their day and they smile at each other. Who does that? I do that. Other people do that around me too. Then again, you live in Asia, so different cultures, different standards. But why can't more people be more positive? It's not hard to be nice. Actually, I'll take that back. It is hard to be nice.
To the money. Now it's under a minute long, so unless they're still in the creator program on TikTok, which I believe is completely inactive now. I believe the complete creator program on TikTok is gone, which means that if your video is not over a minute long and you are not in the creator beta program, you are not making money from your content, okay? So
that's actually very interesting to hear that, because I don't know anything about TikTok. Back in the day, if you were just spamming like 19, 20, 30-second clips on TikTok, you can make a lot of money.
They probably aren't making direct sales from this, but who knows what else they have monetized. I don't know what the rest of their content looks like, but anything longer, brand deals, things like that. The amount of products I am seeing in some of these other videos, there is 0% chance they are not getting these PR. At least the parent is, okay, the adult in the room. Someone is getting paid to have these products front and center, and these little girls that are just in the footage or front and center with these products, okay,
they're just being used,
is the draw for whatever reason. Side note, if you're one of these companies that is doing this, I think you're scum, but that's just me. Yes, the video is...
It's not just her, it's me too. Except I will still take the bag. I will just take that bag and then use it for good.
Rage bait. Are you happy? You got it? Okay. But again, the problem is the fact that this is an adult, or maybe multiple, I don't know, using their children, or at least children, as rage bait for the entirety of their lives. Because if you think that this video that's gone viral on TikTok...
Why would they stop? If they just went viral, why would they stop? At this point, they might as well keep going.
TikTok, that's gone on Twitter, that's gone on YouTube, that's now going to be in this video. This is why I'm blurring these
Now it's going to be on my video. Thanks for blurring out the kids, well.
kids' faces. If you don't think that this is going to follow these kids for the rest of their goddamn lives.
Ever. Y'all remember Tampon Girl? Y'all remember all those internet legends? Y'all remember 2 Girls, 1 Cup? Y'all remember all that shit? All that crazy stuff on the internet? Fred Figglehorn? These people are real people. They're real people. All these people that do stupid shit to try and get some type of attention, they are real people. But to you, it's just another, oh my God, and then you just swipe away. But that is a real person. It's like there's a connection barrier where people don't understand real life and entertainment, and people also don't understand entertainment, and people that are entertaining are still people. You feel me? There's like multiple layers to it. Multiple layers to it. And everyone has their own problems. I'm not here to solve the world's problems. You're not here to solve the world's problems, right? So why should we care? It's because we don't care that stuff like this happens. Because people aren't caring. That's literally it. People just aren't caring. Nobody cares about the kids. If people really cared about the kids, they'd take action. I care about them. Swell cares about them. But we can only do so much. We're literally just talking on the internet, right? I don't know about Swell, but my company ain't got nothing to do with having kids on camera, okay? I don't know what the fuck Swell does. I don't know who does whatever, blah, blah, blah. Life is life, right? I don't know. What I can say is, if you aren't willing to try and at least educate the children, they're going to follow this pattern from someone else. And someone else might not have good intentions for them. So if you are marketing your kid, you are putting your kid on TikTok, because some people are and some people aren't doing it to make money. Some people are like, wow, look at my kid. It's just their kid, right? It's nothing bad. How many people take photos with their kids, right? It's like it's a norm. Whether it should be a norm is one thing, because back in the day, I remember when that wasn't a norm, right? When Philip DeFranco, when he had his kid, I was legitimately, when I was in high school growing up watching Philip DeFranco when he launched the vlog, because I was such a big fan. I was like, I want to watch the vlog. I want to see the behind the scenes of the work. And then like you would see his kid and he's like running around and stuff, and it's like, wow, that's so cool, right? But that's a big risk to have your children on the internet, even back then, because it's like now I know about this kid's existence, right? Even though I didn't keep up with it, I still know Philip DeFranco has a son. I don't know how old his son is now because I stopped watching. But if you kept watching, because Philip DeFranco's been on YouTube for like 15 years, you probably legitimately grew up with the kid, right? They're tagging me in something. Hold on, they're tagging me in something in the Discord. Okay, there's some Niji Sanji shit going on. That's my main bread and butter. So we might talk about this another time. This was absolutely a great video, amazing video. Amanda, you did great. You're gorgeous, honey. Everybody else, try and educate yourselves. If not, somebody will educate you. So have a good one. Bye.